Everyone, Michael Hammond here for your Monday morning fuel up. Hope all of you had a fantastic weekend. I know I had a great weekend. It was rainy all day in Michigan on Saturday, but it was good. It was a chance to spend some quality time with family, catch up on some, TV show I'm watching or not, series, I should say. Got some reading done, podcast, think, ponder. That's really a chance to recharge. That's what the weekends are. Sunday, great quality family time. So hope all of you guys had a great weekend. I know some of you out there have had intense heat. It's been a crazy summer for a lot of the weather, but hopefully you guys are staying safe and had a wonderful weekend. But as I talk about it, it's a chance to ponder and think. And as I was reading and listening to some podcasts and everything, and just really going through a lot of the different discussions I've had recently with mortgage executives and founders of tech companies, and as people are struggling in this market, one of the biggest mistakes they make is what I call the pendulum effect, going from one extreme to the other. When times were good, they're spending a lot of money, they're sending a lot of people to trade shows. They were doing this marketing and that marketing and kind of dabbling in all of those things. And then now that the market has got tough and they've had to make decisions and they've had to cut people and they've had to cut resources, they go from one extreme to the other. And one of the challenges in this market I get, you have to be fiscally responsible. But a mindset starts taking over, a scarcity mindset instead of abundance mindset. And when you have a scarcity mindset, what you do is you start trying to cut everything and you lose sight of, well, what's going to help you drive new business? So people instinctively, they just start cutting marketing, or we're not going to go to trade shows. Well, it's not that you shouldn't go to trade shows. Maybe you don't need to send 10 people and maybe you can send 2 people. Maybe you don't need to exhibit this year, but you need to do something else. You still need to have a presence. You still need to strategically have ways to generate new leads, to foster and grow relationships. As soon as you start cutting everything, you can't just cut all your social media. You can't just cut all of your video. You can't just cut and then wonder why you've got no deals in your pipeline. I don't know what's going on. Well, you might as well put an anchor on your company and just go down faster. You can't cut all of the things that are revenue generating and still expect to generate revenue. And so what you have to first look at is how can you be more strategic in this market? Like I said, if you're going to trade shows, instead of cutting going to trade shows, how can you be more strategic? How can you set up more appointments before you get there? How can you have your home team work on setting appointments, but maybe only send 1 or 2 people? How can you get more strategic with your marketing efforts? And one of the main things that comes up in this market is maybe it's time to outsource some of these things. Whether it's all of your marketing, some of your marketing, maybe you need to outsource some of the video. Maybe you need to outsource some of the lead gen. Maybe it's time to start looking at, and what outsourcing can do is first and foremost bring a different perspective and a different strategy. We do a ton of outsourcing for marketing and lead gen and videos and really helping people get their story told. And one of the things that helps is we can bring best practices and share what's working with other companies, especially in a tough market. So as we look at this week, and I still talk to people, and I know there's tough decisions that companies are making, you can't lose sight of the fact that maybe it's time to start getting a little bit more strategic. Maybe it's time not to cut everything, but maybe rethink how we've our approach to a trade show, to a conference, to marketing, to video outreach, to podcast, whatever it may be. So let's make it a great week. Let's make it a strategic week. Let's change our perspective. Let's maybe reach out to other people that can help us in the industry and go out there and have a killer week. We're halfway through the year. Now's the time. If you're going to have successful fall conferences, now's the time. If you want to start fostering relationship and still close those deals you need to close before the end of the year, you've got to have the strategy. You've got to have the outreach now. Let's go out there and make it a great week.